Hello.
So I've been cosplaying for like a couple of years, and I just thought I would bestow some of the information, some things that I've learned. I also work in theater, so some things that I've learned through doing theater and costuming and just cosplay itself to help some people who may be trying it out for once, or maybe are like dating somebody and that person's really into it and they want to, like, you know, bond, and so they want to do it, or maybe you're a parent and you're like, what is this? I don't even understand. So cosplay. Cosplay, what is cosplay? Cosplay is the combination of two words. It is the word costume and the word play, and you put them together and they go like that and they have a baby, and the baby is cosplay. Cosplay is basically when you dress up and you are, usually you're acting like the character that you're dressed up as from whatever you're really into, and you usually go to conventions or meet up with other people and you walk around and you're like, yeah, I'm Naruto, and do stuff, and then you have fun. It's like basically having Halloween when it's not Halloween, like unbirthdays. So it's like un-Halloween. Is that a thing? I just made it up. Yes, it is. Okay, you're welcome. And there's different levels of cosplay. So you can have like the closet cosplay, which is you literally go to your closet, you pull some stuff out, you put it together, and you're like, hey, look at me, I'm in a costume. And a lot of people get made fun for it, but I say no judging. Okay, you don't know their economic status, and sometimes cosplays from your closet can look really awesome. I had a Daria cosplay, and I barely had it was mostly from like closet. I think I had to buy a jacket from like Goodwill, and that was about it. So sometimes you can get some really cool cosplays just from your closet if you don't have a lot of money. Other ways is you can make it, obviously, but if you don't know how to sew and you have the means, you can get somebody to make it for you. Or you can just buy one of the pre-made costumes. There's like kind of cheap ones you can get. They're like polyester, very much like what you would wear for Halloween at the Halloween store. But then you can get some really nice stuff, some like commission-y kind of stuff. You can get it on Etsy and all kinds of different places. But it'll cost you in the hundreds if you really are getting like a hardcore, in-depth, you want to look like, you know, a Final Fantasy character or something. So that's going to be costing you. That's the different levels. Now, once you've got your costume, usually it's what goes with it. So then you're going to have like hair, and usually for me, I tend to pick characters that already have my hair color and my hair length. So all I have to do is just style it. But a lot of people will want to be some crazy pink hair person and hair's in 7 directions, and they want to be a brony and rainbows and all kinds of stuff. So you got to get a wig. Now, there are different kinds of wigs all over the world. You can get really, really cheap wigs. You can get really expensive wigs. They have polyester, nylon, all kinds of polyester. Is there polyester wigs? They have nylon wigs, all kinds of synthetic wigs that actually you can style now with heat and don't have to worry about melting it and it falling into a goop thing and then you're sad. So then you can do wigs. This isn't the greatest wigs. It's like one of the first wigs I ever. It's a Lady Gaga wig I got. So what happens is with a lot of people who don't know how to wear wigs, and this is a really cheap one, what will happen is if you have a lot of hair especially, you'll pile it all on top of your head and you'll tend to get kind of egghead, where your wig is like really high up and it doesn't look natural at all. Or it'll be through the day and you're walking around and you're having fun and stuff, and your hair will start to show because the wig will go all the way back. Usually it's just because sometimes it's just the fit of the wig isn't working. So you usually can get a wig cap and bobby pins or French pins. French pins are like open up like that. Bobby pins are closed. Bobby pins are just easier to come by. So just get yourself some bobby pins. Hello, I'm a bobby pin. And then you want to anchor it in your hair. This is just a little tidbit there because I see the wigs sometimes move. So once you put your hair up in the wig cap to secure it, you can find places in the front, there, here, and in the back, depending on how strong your hair is. Like, let's say you've got really, really, really curly, crazy hair. The texture of your hair may actually hold the bobby pin in by itself, so you only have to use one here, here. Now, there's different ways to pin your hair. There's just the typical, you slide it in that way. I mean, look at my gray hair. I'm old. Or you can do back pinning, which is where you turn it after you've pinned it, or you can just cross them. Ooh. Yeah, you just cross them in your hair when you put them in, and then once they're crossed, that causes a more secure hold, so just do it like that. Now for wig caps, if you can't, I can't find mine. I think my rats ate it. No, I can't find mine, but what you can do is you either order them, buy them from any kind of wig place, or you can take pantyhose, and then once you have your hair in your wig cap to not make sure that the wig doesn't do the thing, there's different ways you can do your hair. A lot of people do pin curls. Now, some people think that the way you do a pin curl is that you just wind that sucker up and then you pin it down with some bobby pins. But if you do this, what will happen is you'll create more volume on your head. So what you want to do is create your head to be as flat as possible. So you just make a very loose curl. It doesn't have to go any specific direction because it's not supposed to be seen. Make it as flat as you can to your head. And then you just pin it down. And then you just do that all over your head. And then you put on the wig cap. And that will create less volume so that you're not like with the big bulbous egg head. Another way a lot of people with really long hair will do, they'll French braid their hair here and then split it off and turn it into 2 pigtails of braids. And then just wrap it around their head and pin that down. It's another way. Makeup is usually something that you just have to toy around with. But I will say one thing is don't use marker. I've seen a lot of people, if their character has like tattoos or something, they use marker. Either wear tattoo sleeves, or if it's a very specific, use body paint and then just set it with powder or translucent, face powder. Or just, if it's really specific and you just have to do it on your face or whatever, get some colored eyeliner and just, draw on yourself, because that stuff will come off a lot easier than marker. Another thing I've seen people do is, oh, my nose is really itchy. But as I said, with makeup, it's just something that you're really just going to have to toy around with and experiment, see what works on you and your level of sweat and what's going to make your body go from being a Navi to being a Smurf with skin problems. So the next thing usually is prosthetics. Either you're going to have fake nose, horns on your face or whatever. And I've heard these horror stories and just breaks my little heart of like people who want to have like horns or something on their face, and they will super glue it or hot glue it to their face. No, don't do that. There are other ways to put that stuff on your face. With prosthetics, usually it's you can use spirit gum. That is just been used everywhere around the world by theater people for a bajillion years. Theater's that old. I have problems. So you can just get it at any usual makeup store, theater place. You can get everything you can get online now. With spirit gum or with any adhesive that you put on your face, you're going to want to wash your face first, obviously, to get the oils out, but it's going to take the hair off. So there's nothing you can do about it. It's glue. But try to find places that doesn't have a lot of hair, here. But your face has the fuzzies, so it's going to pull it off anyway, but it's better than pulling off your skin. Another thing you can use is toupee tape or fashion tape or body tape. Those are another ways to put on masks, to put on certain things on your body, on your face. So, I don't know why I felt like putting on one of my stupid old wigs. Your costume may have props, different ways to make the props. You can do resin, you can do plastic, you can carve it out of wood, you can get the actual thing and just buy it. When it comes to actual weapons, however, I would say not to use a real one. I mean, with the guns, they're gonna make you put the little orange thingy on it. Don't bring a real gun to a continent. Don't do that. But with swords, a lot of people like to actually bring real swords. Hopefully they're dull. But for one thing, a lot of cons now will not let you actually bring in real steel swords, no matter how dull they are. So just bring in fake ones that are painted, and also they're heavy. You're gonna be walking around all day. Just keep that in mind. If you don't care, if you're like freaking tough and you want to carry Cloud's sword because it weighs 70 pounds and you're like, I don't care, then do it. All right? Just be aware that it's heavy and that they may not let you actually bring it in if it's real. Now for the actual making of the costumes, there are different ways. Obviously, like I said, you can buy them or have them commissioned, but there are now a lot of easy ways to do costuming if you don't know how to sew. If you want to learn how to sew, just get yourself like a cheap one from like Walmart. They're like $100 I think now, and just you only need it to really sew straight forward and back. That's really all you need for beginning kind of stuff, and just practice. Make pillows, make hammocks for your rats if you have rats, or make hammocks for people who don't have rats. So just practice. And there's also the little hand ones that just like are hemming things. They go straight line. That's a really simple way to sew stuff. But if you want to just cheat, if you just like, you know, I ain't gonna hand sew because that's gonna take forever. You just get it's called hem tape or Stitch Witch. It's basically like, it's fabric adhesive. It's in strips, and you put it between what you need to stick together, and then you just iron it. It's one way to do it. Because I've seen people like safety pin or staple their costume together. If you don't know how to sew and you wanted to do it quick, just hem tape or Stitch Witch. Just do that, and iron is your friend, and then your costume will look like you actually like put effort into it. I'm like, yeah, do it. Now, a lot of people take pride in their costumes and actually win competitions and do all that stuff, and I am always in awe of those people. But if you don't have the talent or the patience, because I can sew and I hate sewing costumes for myself, then, you know, just cheat. Why not? Who cares? You know, it's your costume. Have fun. Now, actually picking out the costume you're gonna wear, now this is up to you. It's up to your sense of what you love, what your comfort level is. I always pick comfort because I'm gonna be walking around for a very long time. But some people wanna, you know, be full out in a costume from an anime that defies the laws of physics, and it's gonna be uncomfortable. Those steel 13 feet spanned wings aren't gonna really feel that good after a while, but you know, do it. If that's your thing, you do you. So when you pick a costume that you want to wear, keep in mind of the level of popularity of it, if that's important to you. If that's not important to you, if you want to be the most obscure thing in the world and you don't care, then rock it. If you want to be Dimitri and not care that everybody's going to call you Naveen, that is okay. You know, just do whatever you want to do. I've done characters that absolutely nobody knew who I was, or caught it wrong. I was walking around, it was Megra, and everybody thought I was Jasmine. It's totally cool. You know, I just laughed and posed in the picture anyway. But if it's important to you, if you really want to bond with other people and be like, oh my girl, I totally love Star Wars. You love Star Wars? Let's be Star Wars buddies together. Then you're going to have to wear something within that world that's somewhat recognizable. Now, if something is way too popular and you're just like, oh, I'm so over that, you can kind of do a twist on it if you want. Now, everybody's done the femme versions or the sexy versions, and I ain't judging because I've done it too. And, you know, if that's what you want to do, then do it because it's popular and it's going to cause a lot of attention. It may cause a little bit too much negative attention, just depending on how much of your skin is showing, shall I say. But if you are strong enough to deal with the creepers that are going to happen, then just go for it. But, you know, just keep that in mind. If it's really obscure, nobody's going to really talk to you or take a picture of you unless they really want to see something obscure. Because there are some people that love to see the obscure stuff and just walk around and be like, oh my gosh, you're the character from the thing that nobody else knows. And then, as I said, the last thing is comfort. Just keep an eye on comfort. As I said, I tend to not wear wigs. I have some wigs, but they were just from when I really wanted to be Amy Pond or Lady Gaga, which was like 6 years ago. But usually now I just tend to be characters that don't wear wigs so that I don't get overheated. Like with the characters that are furries. I used to be a character performer, so I have to say I would never want to do that as a hobby since I did it as a job. But if you want to do that, knock yourself out, but take care of yourself. Stay hydrated. I mean, take the head off every once in a while, please. Just keep an eye of comfort and that you're going to be around a lot of people and sweating and deodorant and just remember that, you know, it may look really cool to be the femme version of Master Chief in 5-inch giant metal heels, but after about 30 minutes walking in the con, you may want to kill yourself. So just remember that, you know, that shoes, just think shoes. Insoles are your friend. And so that is it. That's all I've had to say about the cosplayness. So go have fun, go do your con, go get your cosplay on, and just remember to have fun and find people that are just like you, and remember that if you become friends with a lot of people, eventually you'll find people that can do stuff that you can't do, and then therefore you don't have to worry about it anymore. You can have a friend who can make your cape if you don't know how to sew, or you have a friend who knows how to do leather and they can do your mask. So just remember that it is all about community and that you can find stuff out there to help you make you look awesome. So have fun! Bye!